One of the best songs in the world is Pretty Green Eyes, and he starts on fried chicken and fries or something.
Welcome to the fried chicken. What you saying to us now? Interrupting us mid-flow. Right, I'm keeping this in. Welcome to the Fried Chicken Fries podcast. We're into episode 9 now. It's an odd number, so you've got me, Richard Eastbrook, presenting. And as always, I'm going to be joined today by Matthew Keeling. Hello, Matthew, you all right?
No, I'm not, because you've just told me to turn the cricket down.
Yeah, because we could get sued by Sky Sports.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Like, illegally streaming their content, albeit with no picture, albeit like on a massive delay as well, because this won't come out now until tomorrow.
No, it won't. But like one of the listeners may work for Sky, so actually that's a good point.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Don't want them losing the job.
No, we don't. Imagine if Cuba Britain came up on the same episode, he'd definitely be reporting us then.
Yeah. Well, as always, we're going to be spinning the wheel a number of times today, and it's a random topic generator podcast, so we don't know what we're going to talk about today. We haven't got a clue. There's 140 topics, I believe, on the wheel at this present time. And we have to talk about it, or we can veto just one per episode. Them's the rules.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. So, shall I spin?
Might as well, unless you want to talk about something else. But
yeah, we could do some preamble if you want. Like, I'm very relaxed at the moment because I'm on holiday from work. So it's,
oh yeah, you're off. Yeah, I'm on my dinner.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's the same kind of thing, isn't it?
Well, you kind of like off for like an hour, I guess.
Yeah. I've just turned my work laptop on there for the first time in a few days.
Catch up. Oh.
Yeah. The first message in my inbox was leave. I don't know if that was like a command.
Just leave. Like,
I have.
It's on your way home. Like, just leaving, carrying your stuff out of your office. But I work at home. Like.
But it was reiterating the procedure for booking annual leave.
Oh, you hadn't done it properly then?
Yeah, that indicates I might not have done the process properly.
Yeah, very good. Another perfectly good job burned through there, Richard.
Yeah, just nipped onto Teams there, marked myself as offline.
Yeah, I have
permanently.
We do that. It's so no one messages you, I think. It's not everyone checks like the annual leave calendar.
Yeah, well, to be honest, my out of office does appear on Teams, and like people just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So and I shouldn't really be using a work laptop for podcasting purposes, but here we are.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's not as if this is being recorded, is it? So it's all right, really, I guess.
I was about to say I'm confident that nobody from work listens, but I've just realised someone from work does listen. So.
Oh yeah, he does.
Edit this out. Just put bird song over the top of it.
Oh wait.
Right, we're going to spin. Spin. Right, we're spinning now. I've reloaded the wheel. We've had some suggestions from listeners, so that's all very exciting.
All right, yeah.
It's spun.
It's spun.
And the subject it has fallen upon is the Pet Shop Boys.
Ah, right, yeah. Good. I love that.
Yeah. I put them on the wheel the other day because What Have I Done to Deserve This came on the radio. I thought that's a great song. And it's forgotten about in terms of like the other stuff that they've done, I think. The Dusty Springfield collab. It's really good. Yeah, spot on.
It's it is really good. I've kind of ticked I don't have a bucket list, but like something I'd always wanted to do was see the Pet Shop Boys, and I did do that last summer. I saw them at Leeds Arena.
And, a magnificent venue for a gig.
It was brilliant. They were like it was one of the best gigs I've ever been to. They were fantastic. Like it was just hit. Well, it was Dreamworld, so it was the greatest hits tour. And like it was one of them where I kind of need a wee and would like a pint, but I also can't really go because I don't want to miss any of these things. It's just like
Yeah.
hit after hit after hit after. They just don't miss. It's just brilliant. And like sound, I don't know if his voice is brilliant 'cause it isn't, but like the sound was like amazing. Like the production of the show, it was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
I don't know if I've spoken about it on this pod or whether it's been other possibly less successful podcasts that we've been on. But I often think that in every band set there is a pint song. And
Yeah.
it's a song that you leave to either go to the toilet or go for a pint. Or if you're in a venue that allows it, both, not at the same time. But
No.
yeah, I'd struggle in a Pet Shop Boys set list to go.
Yeah.
Unless they start playing like some new stuff. But even then I heard some of the new stuff a couple of weeks ago, and that's all right as well.
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna get this set list up now because I did manage to do it because I like really needed a wee.
Yeah.
And it was like we just had to like guess because it started with Suburbia, which is just an amazing song.
Yeah.
I think when did we? Might have been like when Jealousy came on and Love Comes Quickly. I think we went then
Okay.
because you're not going to go in the first few songs because
No.
well, Rent was in there, Opportunities was in there, and then Left to My Own Devices, and then Domino Dancing, which is one of the greatest songs of all time.
I hadn't heard that until you stuck it on a playlist on the
It's incredible.
on our drive home from work, and it's like that's a great song.
It's phenomenal. And then they did Love Comes Quickly, Pen and Arrow, You Always in My Mind, Heart, What Have I Done to Deserve This? And then Go West, It's a Sin. And then the encore is West End Girls and Being Boring. And Being Boring is so good. Like, it's a great set closer because you think, oh, they'll just finish with West End Girls, but they don't. They finish with that. And it was like 25 songs there. It was just pure brilliant. I mean, it wasn't cheap. It was, I think we had the cheapest ticket, which in Leeds Arena is fine, to be honest, because like it's like an amphitheater, isn't it? So it's like
Yeah.
so you're quite high, but you're quite close at the same time.
Yeah, it's like a horseshoe shape, isn't it? So you've got
it's great.
Yeah, it's not like they don't play ice hockey on it or basketball or any of the failed sporting enterprises that they might play at Newcastle Arena. Yeah. None anymore. They just host careers fairs there now.
Monster truck rallies or something.
Yeah, absolutely pathetic. But that was built as a music first arena, wasn't it? At Leeds.
Yeah, and then they put the air hockey there, and it was just annoying, really. But then, I think I was with the cheapest tickets, and they were like 50 quid, I think.
That's okay.
Which is great, but I think like there were tickets there for like £190. But like, an iconic band, like quite pioneering, really, for the sound.
Yeah.
Just great. A good man.
I really like Heart. I think it's my probably my favorite one.
I think
I used to love watching them on Top of the Pops, just because they did because Chris Lowe does so little on stage. I don't know if it's different for the big live shows, but when he was on Top of the Pops, he would always just stand at the back.
He's just with his keyboard at the back.
Yeah, with like either a Fairlight synthesizer or like a computer. So Christmas especially had like Happy Christmas written in like dots on the screen.
He's
they're
great.
Formed in 1981.
Yeah, well, former Smash Hits. He started Smash Hits, or was he the editor of Smash Hits?
He worked on. I think he was a music journalist.
Then he met Slow in London, I think.
Yeah, he was an assistant editor at Smash Hits.
Right.
And he went to New York to interview Sting, as you do.
Right.
While he was there, he met Bobby Orlando, who was a dance pops producer, and he recorded the initial few tracks with the newly formed Pet Shop Boys. But I think they redid West End Girls because they weren't happy with the sound.
I mean, the intro at West End Girls is absolutely. I mean, it's a brilliant song throughout, obviously, but the intro isn't. Like, it's the way that song builds is magnificent. I think they're quite an underappreciated band, to be honest. I don't think they're talked about enough, really, in terms of. I know they're not they're probably not underrated, but I don't think And I know there are like documentaries on them on that you like your BBC Fours and your Sky, whatever that's called now, what used to be Sky Arts.
Still
Uh,
Sky Arts. Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. Well, as of like a few hours ago,
Might have been, yeah, they might have renamed it. I would,
that's another thing. Put that on the wheel for the things I'm
yeah.
going to complain about. TV channels changing the name. Sick
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
it's worse when they change the number.
Well, yeah, that is also annoying, and also having the HD channel way down the list, stick it at the top.
Well, why
Nobody
do you
watches.
have,
Who watches SD?
why do they not have,
Your nana.
why do they have them?
No, it's pointless.
Imagine
Nobody
watching
has an SD TV
Pet
now.
Shop Boys in Hyde Park on standard definition.
Yeah, it'd be like
You're
watching it on teletext. It's
or
awful.
Betamax.
Hmm. Well, that's one for the dads there.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep it current.
But
But
no,
yeah, Pet Shop Boys,
they're great.
brilliant. Like very, yeah, maybe probably not underrated, but I think certainly underappreciated. And yeah, I went with Dan Howden, and we had a oh, we had an excellent day actually. We went to the pub after, and they did next to Leeds Arena, and they had like an offer on if you'd been to the gig. Where I think you got any pint for like £3 after for an hour after the show or something.
Right.
Um,
Which pub?
it might have been the Brew. I think it was the Brew York. Actually, there's like a little
Right.
Brew York there. It might have been Fork, but anyway, there was quite a substantial discount on. She went, "How have you been to the gig?" And I was like, "Yeah, showed her the ticket." And that. She was like, "Oh no, just whatever." She bought up, and then the fella next to us was like, she said, "Oh, have you been to the gig?" And he was like, "No." And she went, "Well, if you have, then it's like £3.50 or whatever." And he was like, "But I haven't." And she was like,
Right.
"Ask you
Okay.
again, and if you say
Okay.
yes." And he was like, "I thought that he hadn't been." He's like, "No, but
Yeah.
like it's it's not like fraud. Like it's okay."
No, but this
Like,
guy he's made a decision there, hasn't he?
yeah, oh,
He
yeah,
said in his head, "I would rather pay full price for a beer than
yeah,
be known to have gone to a Pet Shop Boys gig," which therein is my problem with like 95% of people who pretend to like music, because not even 95%, probably lower. Like, but there's so many people who are like assholes about the music that they like,
but
and they
it's music
can't.
experience. Like,
Yeah, it's not the snobbery of it all. Like, I kind of, I've always been into like a broad range of music. Um, but there was a lot of snobbery in the 90s about, especially about the Pet Shop Boys, because it was considered everything that was done in the 80s in the 90s was considered old hat, like
yeah,
very, very quickly, almost overnight, because you had in the early 1990s, just as you probably did in the 70s going into the 80s, you had a huge musical explosion of grunge in America,
mm.
acid house in Europe, and the two kind of came together, and everything that came before that was considered,
Scoffed
yeah,
at.
just considered shit. So you had like Stock Aitken, Waterman, like high energy stuff, like, you know, all the Rick Astley,
Yeah, his
Melon Came, and all of the stuff that they had, Jason Donovan to a lesser extent. But
Rick
that was
Astley
all
has
just,
two songs really. Rick Astley's like other songs as good as
yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
no, no.
Yeah. But
Like it sounds
bas-
exactly the same.
basically anything that came out in the 90s was then kind of cool. There was no, anything in the 80s was just old hat, and the Pet Shop Boys were all kind
All
of,
together forever.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was all kind of written off, really. And they did
Yeah,
quite a few bits in the 90s that was all right.
that was it.
They did go west in the 90s with that,
Yeah.
that kind of pioneering looking video.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
always
that's
did like a
great.
video with like pioneering graphics that looked amazing at the time. Then you watch it back and it's like, yeah, that's not great. It hasn't aged. But I
Oh, they're
think
great.
as you get older, you kind of go back a little bit more. And I guess you've probably not had that phase in the 90s of where things were considered so kind of passe with them, that you can kind of just appreciate them for what they are, and which is a great back catalogue and a, you know, a
Yeah, I mean it
good
is.
solid live act.
No, definitely. Oh, they're great live. Really good live. I'd go again to be fair. Excellent. I'll now listen to them all afternoon probably. So
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, I think they're great. I know when Neil Tennant worked for the NME, he was still doing the Pet Shop Boys as like a side Hustle.
Right, okay.
And any reviews at the end, not the enemy, Smash Hits.
Smash
Any reviews that Smash Hits did of the Pet Shop Boys, they would call Neil Tennant the singer in inverted quotes. Just a little bit of shade because they can't be like champion and
Yeah.
a former employee or current employee of the business. Which is what's the point if you can't do that?
I know, yeah. I haven't known way any started this to do. Well, not very good. Very good. A very good band. One of probably my certainly top 10 bands, if not top 5.
Yeah, I don't think. I think they've only really started to get their flowers in the last few years in terms of like critical acclaim. I don't. You can't really deny like discography like that and their longevity.
Oh yeah.
They've not.
It helps that obviously they can still sound good because of the style of music. Obviously, like he doesn't need to have the vocal range, but like the energy, and they've still got to be able to put on the show and still got to be able to perform it in time, like which some people struggle with anyway.
Yeah. I've seen some like recent footage of AC/DC's current tour.
Are they just going to give it up because they should do that?
They should. They really should. Like I love AC/DC. I'm starting to sound like Ali twice. It's AC/DC. If the guitar comes in here. No, but yeah, I'm a big AC/DC fan, and I've seen like some footage, and it's like just don't.
It's appalling. Like it's rubbish. You should have stopped 20 years ago. Rubbish.
Yeah. So that's AC/DC written off.
Yeah. Let's
different podcast time.
Get them off the way. Yeah. You're not even on that one.
No, I wasn't.
Right.
Have we done that then? Have we done?
Go on, spin the wheel again. Spin the wheel.
Yeah. I've got nothing more to add on them.
Well, speak for themselves, really.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I might listen to some. If I've got time, I might listen to some more Pet Shop Boys. I mean, left to my own devices, I probably would.
I knew.
Yes,
you could see in your face. You were like, "I'm going to do a pun."
Yeah, from my life, I've got a tell, it's a big smile on my face.
Just saying that. So.
Yeah. Right. Pay my rent. Right. Spinning now. You have to pay my rent. It's quite annoying.
Yeah, I need to go shopping. So.
Right. Well, before you go shopping, we're going to talk about Manchester.
It was another Pet Shop Boys joke.
Right. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Manchester.
Right. Okay. just Manchester, is that it?
Manchester. I'm not getting. They don't give us any context on the way. Manchester. It's
I've
the
been.
city. Yeah, a city in the northwest of England. If you're listening abroad,
or if you're from Manchester and not sure where it is.
Yeah. It's a great city, and
it is a good city. It's like big.
It's big, like huge in terms of like the city centre is not too big, but it's quite big when you've got all the like suburbs.
Is like Sale classed as Manchester?
I believe so. Yeah, it's Greater Manchester.
Yeah, because like Bolton's Greater Manchester, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
but that's not in Bolton's not in Manchester, though.
No, it's not. Andy Burnham is from Lee,
right.
I believe. Or he might be Wigan, but that's Greater Manchester,
right?
And he's an Everton fan because Lee's probably closer to Liverpool than
Manchester.
Yeah. But it's one of those odd things that Greater Manchester. I'm going to check this out now. Greater Manchester is huge, but
but like, is Greater Manchester a bit like Tyne and Wear
then? Kind of, yeah. It's like a metropolitan. But the Greater Manchester, he's the mayor of Greater Manchester. Yeah.
Well, Manchester is a great city, quite an expensive city now for drinking in. I went a couple of times last year for gigs at the Cricket Ground, which is on the telly now. It rains a lot in Manchester, and it looks like it's about to rain.
It does rain
now for the cricket. But it is a great city. There's some good pubs, although it was like north of £6 a pint in all of them pretty much last year.
Okay.
Which is like, It's basically like drinking in London now.
Yeah, that's the problem though, because it's so like huge bits of it are now like largely gentrified,
Gentrifies.
and it's a dead res like the Northern Quarter, which I tend to avoid when I go to Manchester because I think it suffers from like it looks like scummy, and they're like, oh, graffiti's fun, but it's like
Yeah.
you go for a pint and it's like, that'll be £8, please.
Yeah, I do quite like
Yeah,
it. But, there's some like the City Arms is a really good pub. And obviously the Peveril of the Peak and stuff like that, and
absolutely.
Britain's Protection are great,
Yes.
but they're just so expensive now. It's like it's a good city though, and it has like it's cool. There's a lot of good stuff come from Manchester. Like
Yeah.
like uh Eccles cakes and that.
Yeah. Mint balls.
Coronation Street.
Vimto.
Is that from Manchester?
It is. There's a statue to it.
Really? Is it just like, well, how do you build this? Is it just like all wet?
I think it's yeah. It's just like should be a fountain really of
Yeah.
Vimto. You could just like
Oh, that would be great. Imagine, instead of a water fountain in Manchester, you
great.
fill all. Well, they should have a third tap in houses that's just Vimto.
Vimto. Yeah, I love Vimto.
I love Vimto as well. Yeah, it's great.
Never used
Doesn't
to get it
taste
as a
of
kid
anything.
because it was
Doesn't
no,
taste
you did.
of anything, but
You have no idea what's in it, but it's
no,
great.
but it
They,
tastes
they
like
do put some like random fruits on the front of the label just to kind of like
yes.
give you a hint. Like you can't pin it down. It's great. I love it.
It's like Iron Brew, isn't it? Doesn't taste of anything. Like it's just like that's nice. What does that taste of? Oh, it's nice.
Mm, can't describe it. But yeah, that was Manchester. What else? Guns, cotton and
Good.
guns,
Yeah,
cotton and guns.
Tottenham Guns. Yeah, Oasis.
Oasis, yeah. Burnage, they were from.
But yeah, Burnage. Yeah, and then you've got like obviously the football, Man City, Man United, Old Trafford's Cricket Ground, which is on the television now again. Um, I like it. I haven't been this year, and I quite like doing gigs there. The problem is like as I say, is the cost of everything. Like hotels are wildly expensive in Manchester.
Yeah,
Uh,
I found that. We're going to, like, we've got some gigs coming up. We've got Leeds and Manchester in two separate months. And the tickets for a posh hotel in Leeds are less than a middle of the road hotel in Manchester.
yeah.
I mean, that could be down to many different factors, but I couldn't find a half decent hotel for like less than 150 quid for a night
What
in
hotel are you
Manchester.
staying in?
It's like an ibis.
I stayed in the worst hotel I've ever stayed in Manchester.
Where is it? What is it?
It was an
Right,
Ibis.
got an ibis. Oh shit. Whereabouts in Manchester is it?
It was. Ooh, I'll have a look now because this is quite entertaining. If this is going to be
Oh
that.
no, because if you've stayed in ibis budget, I have also stayed in that ibis budget. So this one's not a budget.
Oh, I've stayed in. Yeah, I have. This was on Pollard Street, which is
Yeah,
the Piccadilly
yeah,
area. Just horrific. Everything about it
yeah.
is horrendous. The
Stayed in this one.
I'm looking
With
at
it's got the lime green decor.
yeah, that just an
Yes.
extraordinary color. Um,
Mm.
if I wanted to book a room for tonight, £36. So,
And I just absolutely wouldn't pay that. I'd
no,
just rather nice picture of a pizza, which you definitely cannot get from
yeah,
there.
you can't. No, you can't get that. It was shocking. You could either have the heating on or you could have hot water, and it was December when we were in Manchester. It was booked by Chris Green. Um, so yeah,
Well, there you go. I'm trying to
accessible room as well. I don't know why you got that.
thinking maybe thinking maybe the one I stayed in was near it to the Etihad. Thinking about it,
Okay.
but it's on that road, Ancoats Road,
I
which
don't
goes
know,
I
but
think
it
that
was
goes
just
out.
It was horrendous. We went to see Milburn, who I'm going to see on Saturday, at the Ritz. We went to see them at the Ritz. And it was a great
Mm.
weekend, to be fair, but the hotel was abysmal. So I hope you're in that one.
Yeah, I'm worried now. I am worried. No, I'm looking at it. It's definitely that hotel because it goes out onto Great Ann Coast Street. Yes.
Now
Yes.
I'm panicking.
Yeah. No, it's definitely this one. Yeah. Yeah. Never stayed there again. It's awful. No, we're over to the side near it to Noma.
Okay.
Possibly somewhere like that.
That's quite disappointing. Would have enjoyed you realizing you'd booked the worst hotel in Manchester live on the podcast.
Oh, it's Princess Street we're on.
Right.
Cheers. Manchester fans, bear with me. Somewhere, I don't know.
Right, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well,
it runs parallel to Oxford Road.
Manchester, of course, has several railway stations as well. Several.
Yes.
Victoria, Piccadilly, Oxford Road.
I was going to name Oxford Road and think I was being clever. Damn it. Yeah, but there wasn't a link between Piccadilly and Victoria, was there, until recently?
No, it was, and they still do that thing sometimes where you'll be waiting for a train in Victoria and it'll go, we're just going to run through Piccadilly instead. Right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good that, yeah. So how do I? Oh, you'll just have to get the next one that comes through here. Right. When's that? That was the last one. Right. Yeah. The Manchester Airport, of course, famously horrible.
Never been.
Yeah.
Never been. Well, I've been like near to it and watched planes come in with a friend of mine who lived in Stockport.
Right.
I think I've said this before when I've gone and visited him down in Stockport.
Oh yeah, you did mention Stockport. Yeah.
One of the days out that we had was just going to look at planes at Manchester Airport. I wasn't really that interested. I'm going to be honest, but if you're visiting someone's house and that's what they've got planned for the day, I'll just go somewhere else. I was going to Manchester. No, you're coming to the airport.
Going to the airport, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Are we allowed in this bit?
Yeah. seems pretty high security and also very dangerous. And yeah, can I not go here? So I actually have no idea where the airport is in relation to Manchester.
It's a fair chunk outside of Manchester. It's massive.
Right, yeah.
3 terminals. It's awful. It's a horrible airport.
I remember going under it. There was a bridge that goes under it.
Well, there's a tunnel that goes under it.
Well, yeah.
Bridges
they can't go over it, can they? Because that'd just be
bridges tend to go over things rather than
rather than planes going under things.
Yeah,
which is really how it should be done.
Quite problematic, really, as we've seen.
Yeah.
I've
been near to it then. Went on a holiday. Went to Jodrell Bank a few years ago.
All right, yeah. This sounds like the terrible days out that the royal family had also for Manchester.
Well, we went down to Manchester as a family because I said, right, this time I want to go to a city break, so we're going to stayed in like an Airbnb
in Manchester
for a fortnight. Stayed in Airbnb in Stretford, and neither of them were interested in any of my cultural relics that I wanted to visit, like the bridge that was on a Smith's cover of like it's just a railway bridge. I went to that and I pointed at it. I went to there. They didn't come. No, I didn't go there either. I went to the place where the Joshua tree. There it is up there.
Massive.
Yeah, but no, they were not interested. And then Jodrell Bank was like, we'll take a whole day to go and look at that because we're like a bit of science, and it seemed like it had. What is it? It's like a satellite thing. It's a big, massive satellite dish. They have gigs there.
I've heard Elbow did a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can watch it turn.
Right.
The big satellite, but it wasn't doing that. It was broken. That particular mechanism was broken on the day. And the tours
went. An awful day.
Yeah, they were like building a visitor centre. It wasn't a full day trip to Jodrell Bank as planned. We broke off. We went to drove around Wilmslow and said I went to see if can see some footballers. Couldn't see
My
any.
auntie used to live in Wilmslow.
Was she a footballer?
No, but we did once see Cantona there when he was
Yeah, that's. I was kind of hoping to see.
Um,
Should have gone through Alderley Edge right next to it. She had an opportunity missed.
lots of money around there though. Alderley Edge, Wilmslow, Didsbury that way as well, or is that closer?
I think it might be. Yeah, maybe. Alderley Edge, Prestbury, Moberley,
Getting
Knutsford.
Cheshire there though, really.
Yeah. Well, Judgell Bank's just near that. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it unless they've finished the visitor centre that they said they were going to build, which perhaps they should have built before inviting visitors. Just my.
We got anywhere for them to go?
What more did they want? Was the attitude? There was a little visitor centre, but it was crap, rubbish.
Right.
We went to the Manchester Industry and Science Museum, which is really good.
Okay.
That backs onto the old Coronation Street set.
I've done the tour of the set. It's good.
The new one or the old one?
It was the old one, I think.
Yeah, because that's right in the centre.
Yeah. It's great.
Now they've moved out to Salford.
Yeah, well, very much so. Lots of people, loads of Salford Quays, isn't it? Loads of places have done that. Yeah, good. Manchester, good. Approve of Manchester.
Yeah, I can see you're losing interest in my Manchester stories.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm happy for you to continue with your Manchester stories, but this sounds like one of your less successful city breaks.
There was quite a large argument in the middle of it, actually, thinking about it. So yeah, it's probably best left. Conversation best left for the caravan. This.
Fair enough. Well, that Manchester's ended on quite a sour note, which is
sorry. Well, I was still together. We're still fine. No.
As long as you don't in Manchester.
Yeah, or Aberystwyth.
Right, which is not in Manchester.
No, we're spinning now.
Nice spin.
And
Aberystwyth.
Swimming. Imagine Aberystwyth. No, God, no. We went back actually.
Swimming.
Swimming, yeah.
I don't want to talk about swimming, really. Can we veto it?
We can veto it, yeah. Remember to find that.
I feel like taking a risk. I feel like
okay.
Have been quite safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm spinning again then. I agree with the veto, which means if you've been listening closely, you won't need us to tell you that once we've hit the veto, we cannot veto again.
We cannot veto again. And
it's fine.
Right.
I looked over at the wheel, which has finished spinning, and it has landed on mobile phones.
All right, okay. I was quite concerned then we were going to get something, have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which will happen at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it can still happen. There's a slim chance of it happening today.
Yeah, there is. Have you got a mobile phone?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah,
I've got one as well. Like, they're good, aren't they?
I mean, less so now. I think.
Well,
they're a force for evil now. Like, I spend way too much time on mine.
Yeah, I do. Also, impossible to live without one.
Yeah, well, we went to Newcastle yesterday. My daughter needed to get her battery replaced on hers, and it was away for an hour.
Oh, horrific.
Well, no, the conversations we haven't spoken so much in our life opened up.
Yeah, but that's it. You've used it all now.
Yeah, that's it. Never spoke again after that. But no, it's like. Well, the thing is that everything goes through mine. Like, I don't particularly carry a wallet.
No, I don't.
Like, it's like everything I pay for is on the phone or on the watch. All of the apps that I use to manage said subscriptions, everything, all through the phone.
Everything is. Yeah.
I don't really use a laptop for like online shopping anymore. It's all on the phone. For websites, if a website's not able to be read on a phone, there's no point having the website. Basically, is how I look at it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm the same. Payments like Apple Pay, phone, like you, everything is,
Yeah.
banking, cards, whatever, Sky subscriptions, everything,
Mm,
your COVID travel pass, everything, all that sort of stuff. Like they're all
exactly. Yeah.
on
It
all
might,
the important stuff.
thanks for reminding that. I need to get that renewed actually.
Well, you're gonna have to. You're traveling tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Friday.
They don't still ask for it, do they?
Well, no,
No, they're good because I'd
no.
be in trouble.
You'll have to put
When
your boarding pass on your phone, though.
I've been getting correspondence as we've been recording this, which I
Yeah,
think is that I'm being a bit because I don't know if I spoke about it on this pod. I'm not the best traveler.
right.
I mean, this has nothing to do with mobile phones, but it's our
Well, we'll
podcast. We can
just
do what we
leave
like.
that. It's fine.
I'm not a best traveler. Like flights are the ones that I'm not nervous about when I'm on a plane and the idea of a plane falling out of the sky. I'm not
Sounds like
really
you
that
are a
bothered.
bit.
No, it's the doing something that would lead to me missing the plane or being not allowed to get on said plane.
Well, what could
And that
you?
that goes to trains, it goes to buses, cars,
I
anything.
get I do get the fear slightly of missing it. But
Mm.
like, what could you do to not be allowed on it? Like, get steaming at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen with me. But it's like not having the boarding pass
or your passport.
or my passport. That's a recurring anxiety dream.
Yeah, I do get that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think they should be the next things to be on phones.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Like I've got my passport. I have to keep checking the pocket that
The
it's
dog,
there. I
the
can see
dog,
it.
the dog's got it.
Oh no,
Oh, fucking hell, no.
the dog texting is from Holland.
Oh,
Got my phone as well. The
yeah.
bastard. When did you get your first mobile phone?
I had a Nokia 30 something. Probably, I don't know, when were they out? Maybe when I was about like 10.
All right, okay.
Yeah, 10,
I
11
think
maybe.
that like Nokia 30, possibly a 3330.
It had
Thirty-three thirty was the successor to the highly successful Nokia 3210.
I had the second one with the joined up buttons.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
you would that's quite considering. Oh no, actually no, that sounds about right for the age. So you probably did have a 30. You could have had a 3210, you could have had a 3310.
I don't know what, I just remember it had the joined. It wasn't the first highly successful one. Remember my dad had one of them.
Yeah.
And they were quite fun though. You used to like put a snake on them
I
and
had my
make
f-
phones.
I had my first phone when I was 16, 17 maybe, 16. But that was not because I was being made to wait. It was
I was
just
going to say it's just because you're.
just because I'm old. Yeah, I had a couple of friends that were in like GCSE maths with us, and they used to text each other
The
for the 12 pence that they had to pay for the.
Oh, imagine if you had to pay for WhatsApps.
I know. Well, the thing is, your phone, your first phone would have had space for 10 messages, perhaps. Just to
Yeah.
keep on your phone, you had to keep those messages on your phone for. Then once either delete them or it would like be deleted automatically by the next new message that came in.
Yeah, I mean,
It's nuts.
and losing your phone then was bad for financial reasons because they were very like heinously expensive.
Yeah,
Uh, but then now losing your phone is bad for many more reasons than that because like your whole life is on there.
yeah, yeah. You got pictures. You got
Also, like WhatsApp is on there. Um,
yeah,
so like, yeah, there's that.
yeah. I mean, as much as WhatsApp is encrypted,
Yeah.
which it is.
It is, yeah.
A lot of the times the phone isn't encrypted.
Yeah.
So if your phone falls into the wrong hands,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
I think that's funny there. Well, no, we weren't joking about that. It was more just, wait, wait.
I mean,
You think you
taken
fucking...
out of context, right? Oh,
I
that is
see
that.
why you're annoyed, if I'm honest. I can. But like everything does go, like even well now, like your season tickets on there, gig tickets are on there, train tickets are on there. We just mentioned boarding passes are on there. We've just
Yeah,
done the pet insurance on there. Like people's doorbells are now on there. Like
yeah.
tomorrow as well didn't say this coming, did they?
I don't think they did. I think they were too busy talking about the Sinclair C5.
Well,
Be,
a
be,
roaring success.
yeah, to be worrying, fretting about the opportunities that could be gained with mobile phones. I don't think I could. I don't think like when I first got mine, I don't think I could have foreseen what it's become.
Nah, I mean,
Like,
even the last 10 years, maybe. Like you look at the iPhone you probably had, say when I was at uni, and like, wow, fuck me, the tiny for a start.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like even like the development of the apps is wild, really. But like they are now, well, they've gone too far now. It's ruined,
They
isn't it?
have, they have. I was just about to come on to that. I've got an iPhone SE, which
Right,
is based on iPhone 8.
right.
That's the last size of that size that they did
I've got
before
the
it
same,
started. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and
So what's that?
it,
You got 13.
that's a 14 plus, and
Okay.
I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It's enormous. I've already dropped it, and I
But
don't have
the
a case on it, which really annoys. I mean, it gives people anxiety that I don't have a case.
Yeah, I don't have a case on mine. So my SE is 3 years old now.
Yeah,
Right? I've dropped it properly dropped it twice, and you can barely tell. Before that I had an inferior Samsung phone, which cost about 200 quid,
Mhm.
and I dropped it once, and it was like I'd driven a Toyota Hilux over it from one, and it wasn't. I wasn't even from a high height. I didn't do anything
Yeah,
stupid. But the iPhone I was carrying stupidly with like I think I was gesticulating at the time and it flew out of my hand, or I bumped into that was it. I bumped into someone and it jolted out of my hand. It was their
oh,
fault, Tech. It was their fault, but they didn't apologize. Really annoying. And it landed on the concrete, and I thought, well, that's it. I picked it up, and it was like the concrete was more damaged than the phone. So
yeah. They are remarkably durable. I did
yeah,
drop my last one in the bath.
yeah,
But the music
yeah.
was at the bottom. Yeah, it's fine, really. It's a bit muffled after that, but it was fine. Like
Yeah,
they are waterproof now. They are like they're not water. You can like swim in with it, but like they are like if they get wet, they're not going to break. Like it's.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I
That's
did take one in the sea once though, and that was the end of that one.
that was a mistake. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
that SE, it was the cheapest phone that they did at the time. That's not why I got it. I got it because it's the perfect size.
Yeah, this is annoyingly big. You hit like the other side. You hit like the back button quite a lot because the edge of the screen is right at the bottom of the phone. So you find myself
Yeah.
pressing the back button like a lot, which is I'm annoyed now actually. Oh, thanks.
Well, yeah, mine's reaching the end of its useful life at its tender age. I mean, it's not damaged or anything. It's just the battery's not great. I
Yeah,
might
well,
just get a new
actually,
battery for it.
what's your battery health like?
Um, 81%.
Mine on my old one, which I've just got rid of, was 68%.
Well, that's how my daughter got a new battery out of her phone
8%.
because hers had dropped below the magic 80%.
And do they replace it like
Bigger.
that?
If you've got Apple Care, you get a free replacement battery.
That's good though.
As long as the health's dropped below 80%, and hers was like 78 or something, and mine's 70, mine's 81. It's a smaller battery, so doesn't last a full day.
They're gonna
It's on
probably
charge now, actually.
pick up yours. Then they'd go, "What's this? You need to go to the spare antique Apple store for.
So yeah, I'll have to like go to some guy like a bit like the repair shop.
Yeah.
Say
Richard
blades, taking it apart, going like,
iPhone
oh,
SE.
yes. This isn't an early 21st century model.
The works of Rembrandt. Like 6 years
But
old, like, what the fuck?
that's the problem I've got now. I've looked at new phones because it
Oh
is around the
yeah.
time that I need to get a new one, and there's nothing that
No,
that
no,
fit
no.
my very specific criteria of being able to be used with one hand. No, I'm
You can't
not
use this with
not
one hand.
impaired in any way. I just don't like
Yeah,
sitting
well,
there with
yeah.
like two hands. I don't want to put a case on it. And the worst thing, I do not want to put a pop socket on it
Ugh.
because they're like a lot of people have them on their phones too. That you can use it one handed because it kind of sits. It can sit in your hand
Yeah.
better, or you can like thread it through your fingers and it doesn't fall out. But nah. If they design a phone to be sleek, and when you see the adverts, like $1 million adverts where they're like doing slow zooms on your phone and stuff, and everyone's like, that phone looks absolutely beautiful. It's made of titanium, brushed titanium, and the strongest glass possible. The first thing you do when you get out of the box is get a case for it and a screen protector.
Put a leather case on it.
If you bought like a Ferrari,
Yeah, that's a good point.
and sorry, I'm just gonna have to put £1,000 worth of silicon over the corners of it in case
I'm
I
just gonna
didn't
put
it.
a Fiesta body over the top of this.
Exactly, and a massive handle just so I can
Yeah.
carry it.
Yeah. And then like a flip on the back where I put all my bank cards in.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just for extra like jeopardy.
Just like, just so that if you do lose your phone, which has your bank card on, you then lose your actual bank card as well,
Yeah.
and your ID, and it's like
Like, why have you put two forms of address on there? Like,
your mother's maiden name is what? Right? Okay.
that's my mother there. That's Mary Wistanley. Why have you put a full name on there? And
I
her
went
date of birth?
379. I that's the one on the back.
Yeah.
But mobile phones, like they're good and terrible in equal measure, I would suggest.
Yeah. It's like the worst. It's the worst of us, but the best of us.
Yeah, I think it's more like the best of mankind have managed to develop these, and then they've just fallen in the hands of idiots, really. And
Aye.
now you've got WhatsApp stickers. Yeah,
Well, yeah. That's it. That's you know, everyone's leaving X to go into Threads just to put all the eggs in the basket of another billionaire oligarch. Not an oligarch, he's not an oligarch, is he? He's just a bit tech
the
bro.
words there of Richard Easterbrook, not of the Fried Chicken Fries podcast.
Which is exclusively hosted on another tech bro.
Yeah, this is where we get removed from all platforms now, just as it was starting to take off.
This won't be the thing that gets us cancelled.
No, it won't be. That's soon.
No, I mean, we've got no time for another spin today. I don't think.
No, we don't. It's for the best because it would have been
Yeah,
something cancelable, I think, the way this was going.
yeah.
It's
Well,
good.
yeah.
I need to go
So
back to
that's
work.
yeah. Well, I don't, but I've got things to do. I've got to go and decant some toiletries in probably small
Oh,
bottle.
yeah. Just buy them in Boots when you get through.
Yeah.
That's what I
I'll,
do.
I'll keep your Semtex in my sock. See, I'm gonna get pulled now because I've said that. A
Yeah.
security guy who's gonna. I'll listen to your podcast. Shit.
You listen to your muggy little podcast. You don't have to take it out your bag now. You just leave it in the bag.
Leave it in the bag, but it still has to be in 100 mils.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take some like tiny bottles of musk.
I just don't buy it, honestly. I just buy it in Boots. But it's just easier.
I don't know if they've got boots in Holland.
Well, no, they've got Boots in Newcastle Airport
Ah, right. Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
in the departure lounge.
Oh, so I could just get a full-sized
Yeah.
bottle
Yeah.
and take it on the airplane.
You do click and collect it in the departure lounge one.
Huh. Right. Well, I'm
Put
off
it
to do
online
that.
now at that
Book it
price
online.
and just pick it up in the departure lounge.
They do meal deals in there as well.
They do, yeah.
Brilliant. Right. Brilliant. I'm going to go and do that now on my mobile phone.
You don't need to pre-order the meal deal, or they do them anyway.
Right. Okay. The hell. Wow.
You don't need to pre-order the toiletries. It's cheaper.
Cheaper.
Well, you get them at the online price then.
Right. I will definitely be doing that. Thank you very much for that bit of guidance. Right. It's probably not a conversation that other people needed to listen to, but
it might be.
We've done 9 episodes of this so far, so
yeah. Oh, but
we're so sorry. Please rate and review.
Yeah, do I? No, fuck off.
Thanks very much for listening.